everyone. I'm Gagan. I'm going to present my data visualization project titled Global Insights on COVID-19 Impact and Employment Dynamics. So, basic idea for this project is to analyze the COVID data and the employment data and see if a COVID has impact on employment worldwide. So here is the agenda for my presentation. I'll first discuss the research questions and then show you the data sources for my project. Then I'll show you the visualizations, and finally I'll discuss the future research questions. So here are some of my research questions for my project. You can have a brief look at them. I'll discuss them in detail when I show you the visualizations. So coming to the data sets, look, I used 4 different data sets for my project, and all 4 of them are from different sources. The first one is COVID data from our holding data. Second one is employment data from International Labour Organization. The third one is population data from census, and the last one is vaccination data from WHO. Now let's look at the visualizations. Before showing you the visualizations, I'll show you the model view for my project. So this is how the tables are connected for my project. The first table represents the employment data, and the next 3 tables represents the COVID data. I have performed some data cleaning operations and segregated the whole data into 3 tables. And then next data represents the population data, and next the vaccination data. So when we look at the first visualization, I started my analysis by showing what are the top countries with the most number of COVID cases. So as you can see, I have used the area chart for this, and United States is the top country with the most number of COVID cases. This number of COVID cases are from 2020 to 2023. These are not for a particular year. These are combined COVID cases from 20. After next to United States, there is China and India with COVID cases of 99 million and 45 million. So next chart, I have focused my analysis on median age. So for each continent, I have analyzed the median age. When, like for example, when you go over the Asia continent, you can see all the countries within the Asia continent, and you can see the median age. You can see in India, most number of COVID cases are for a median age of 28.2. Likewise, in China, people with a median age of 38.7 has suffered has most number of COVID cases. The next visualization, you can see the proportion of COVID cases by continent. Asia has the highest number of COVID cases with a proportion of 39.73%, which means out of whole COVID cases, 39% cases are from Asia continent. Likewise, next to Asia, it is Europe with a percentage value of 33.14. Here I try to visualize the trend of COVID cases by continent. So in the x-axis, I have used a date column, and you can drill down to there's a hierarchy for this date column where you can drill down. So like for suppose here it is, now let me show here it is the x-axis is in year wise. So when you drill down, you can make it to quarter, and when you drill down further, you can make it to month wise. The legend represents the continents here. Suppose if you hover over here, you can see January has when you go over on January, it represents the number of COVID cases. This January is not for a particular year; it's for combined of all 2020, 2021, 2020. There is also filter here where you can filter based on the year. Next, I shifted my focus to the employment data. I have used a column chart to know number of employed people by country. You can see India is the top with the most number of employed people. Likewise, when you select a particular year, the data keeps changing. And for 2020, it is United States with the most number of employed people. Likewise, for 2020, in USA, and 2022 it is India, and 2023 also it is India. Next, within this employment data, I have a column called occupation type. So I try to visualize the number of employed people for each occupation. And you can see skilled agriculture is the top occupation with most of employed people, and armed forces is the least occupation with the less number of employed people. The next visualization, I tried to correlate the number of employed per 100K and number of COVID cases per 100K. So I created a calculated column for this number of employed per 100K using a population data set and employment data set. So once I plotted this graph, you can see the data is scattered over the entire map. When you select the year, the data keeps changing based on the year. From this analysis, we could say that COVID did not have much impact on the employment because we can say the relationship is neither linear nor non-linear. Similarly, I try to visualize the employment per 100K on population density. So I have plotted on x-axis, I have used a number of employed per 100K, and the y-axis I have used the population density. And this too tells there is no effect of number of, there is no correlation, much correlation between number of employed per 100K and the population density. Next visualization, I try to visualize the number of employed people by age group. So you can see age group of 25 to 54 has most number of employed people. And if you look at within a particular age group, there is also a year which is represented in legends. So this orange bar here represents year 2022 as most number of employed people for the age group of 25 to 50. Likewise, for every age group, it is always year 2022 with most number of employed people. I have also developed few map visualizations which represents number of COVID cases per 100K by each country. The size of the bubble represents the number of COVID cases. The larger the size of the bubble, the more the number of COVID cases per 100K. And then I have also visualized total vaccinations per 100 by country. So this vaccination data is taken from a vaccination data set, and I plotted this for each country. I also developed two dashboards. The first dashboard represents the COVID data. Like if you select one of the charts here, it will reflect the other data within other charts. For suppose this represents COVID percentage of COVID deaths by continent, and if I select Europe, you can see the data is changed in the charts as well as in other charts. So you can see there are a total of 2 million deaths for Europe and total of 251 million cases. Likewise, if I choose some other like United States for a country, you can see the other visualizations also started to change. For USA, it is total of 1 million deaths and total of 103 million total cases. You can also filter the data based on the filter here. Next visualization, in the next dashboard, I have showed the employment data. These data all are from the previous visualizations. So here, based on the type of gender, you can see the employment data. So this is about the visualizations. Now, when you look at the future research questions, I have concentrated morely on employment and COVID cases data here. So in future, I would like to focus my analysis on vaccination data also. I would also like to compare the environmental factors like air quality, temperature, humidity with the COVID data and see if there is any effect of environmental factors and COVID data. This is about my project. Thank you.